What is going on, YouTube? My name is Nick, and welcome back to another episode of the Good Schmidt podcast. And this is another NFL Playoff Edition episode here. And today I'm going to be recapping the Divisional round games and previewing Sundays NFC and AFC Championship Games. So let's hop right into the Divisional round games here, starting with the Rams at the Packers. In this game, the Green Bay Packers took the victory 32-18 over the Rams. The Packers ran the ball really well in this one. Aaron Jones had just under 100 yards. He had 99 yards on 14 carries, and he scored a touchdown and averaged 7.1 yards per carry. Jamal Williams chipped in with 65 yards on 12 carries, and he averaged 5.4 yards. And then the rookie A.J. Dillon carried it 6 times for 27 yards, averaging 4.5 yards. Aaron Rodgers played really well in this game. He completed 23 of his 36 pass attempts for 296 yards and 2 touchdowns and no INTs. The Packers' offensive line looked like the best offensive line in football. They were absolutely great in this one. Rodgers was hardly touched. He wasn't sacked once in this game. Davante Adams was a beast in this game. He had 9 receptions on 10 targets for 66 yards and a touchdown. And then Allen Lazard had a key touchdown late in the game in the fourth quarter. The Packers defense played pretty well in this one. Rashawn Gary had a sack and a half, and Kenny Clark did as well. Zadarius Smith also had a sack. So really good job on the pass rushing front by the Packers. The secondary was on point as well for Green Bay. And defensively, they were able to hold Cam Akers to only 90 yards on 18 carries, even though they did give up a touchdown. So, good job on that front. And they also neutralized Jared Goff, who was 21 for 27 for 174 yards and a touchdown. So his thumb definitely was not 100% in this game. And Aaron Donald wasn't fully healthy in this one either. He was taking a lot of plays off, and he just didn't seem right. His ribs looked like they were still bothering him. The Packers looked sharp in this one, and they're ready for the Buccaneers on Sunday. All right, moving over to the AFC now, we've got the Ravens at the Bills, and in this game, the Buffalo Bills took out the Baltimore Ravens 17-3. Just a dominant performance here by the Bills as they held Lamar Jackson in check on a windy night in Orchard Park, New York. Jackson was only 14 for 24 passing for 160 yards, no touchdowns and a pick. He was really inefficient in this game. His passes looked erratic and wild at times. And he was under pressure all night by the Bills defense. The play of the game for Buffalo was Taron Johnson's 100-yard interception return for a touchdown, all the way from end zone to end zone, and this swung the momentum for the Bills over to the Bills for good. Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs were instrumental for Buffalo. Josh Allen was 23 for 37 passing for 206 yards, a touchdown, and no picks. Stephon Diggs had 8 catches on 11 targets for 106 yards and a touchdown. And the Bills look prime for a showdown at Arrowhead Stadium against the Chiefs on Sunday. Then the Browns and the Chiefs. In this game, the Browns started out slow, but they couldn't stop the Chiefs' assault early on. The Chiefs looked really dominant in the first half, and they took a 19-3 lead into the locker room. In the second half, Mahomes went down, and here's when me and a lot of people thought, oh boy, the Browns can come back here. And they did try to mount a comeback, but it ultimately fell short. As Chad Henne scrambled for 13 yards to seal the win for Kansas City. For the Browns, statistically, Mayfield was 23 for 37 for 204 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Nick Chubb carried it 13 times for 69 yards. He averaged 5.3 yards per carry. Kareem Hunt had 6 carries for 32 yards and a touchdown, and he also averaged 5.3 yards a carry. Leading receivers for the Browns were Rashard Higgins with 5 catches for 88 yards on 7 targets. Jarvis Landry had 7 receptions for 88 yards on 7 targets. And then David Njoku had 4 catches for 59 yards on 5 targets. Let's see, Cleveland had 1 pick by Carl Joseph. They picked off Chad Henne. And then Kevin Johnson led the Browns with 5 tackles. For the Chiefs, Mahomes was 21 for 30 passing for 255 yards, 1 touchdown, no picks. Chad Henne was 6 for 8 for 66 yards. So 66 yards, yes. Yes, that's how many yards he threw for. And he had that interception. Darrell Williams carried it 13 times for the Chiefs for 78 yards. He averaged 6 yards a pop. Leading receivers for the Chiefs were Tyreek Hill. He had 8 receptions on 10 targets for 110 yards. And Travis Kelce had 8 receptions on 10 targets, 109 yards, and a touchdown. Tyrann Mathieu had a 17-yard interception defensively for the Chiefs. Charvarius Ward led the Chiefs with 6 tackles, and then L'Jarius Sneed had a sack. Overall, I think the Browns just did not push the ball enough in the second half when they had a chance to mount a comeback. They didn't push the ball down the field, and I think that's what cost them in this game, really. It's as simple as that. And yeah, the Chiefs are going to play Buffalo in the AFC Championship game. And then the final divisional round game, it was the Buccaneers and the Saints. And really the story of this game was turnovers. The Buccaneers scored a touchdown after each Saints turnover for 21 points off of turnovers for Tampa. Here were the 3 Buccaneers picks. A 36-yard INT by Sean Murphy-Bunting, a 1-yard pick by Mike Edwards, and a 28-yard pick by Devin White. And Devin White also recovered a fumble. So the Saints just kept giving Tampa opportunities, and they capitalized every single time. The Saints really put themselves behind the 8 ball, like I already kind of said. And they pretty much they handed the Buccaneers good field position all game long. Drew Brees and his receivers were just not on the same page in this game, and that cost them. And Drew Brees actually retired after this game. He is going to he's not going to ride into the sunset because he lost. Still a great career for Drew Brees. I mean, I could talk more extensively about Drew Brees' career in this game. He's going to be a Hall of Fame quarterback. He had a great career, but really, the Saints wasted his career. All those years where the Saints had a chance to make something happen, but they never could win the big one. And that's a bummer. So Tom Brady bests Drew Brees in his last game of his career. All right, moving on here to the important stuff here. The NFC Championship game and then the AFC Championship game. I'm going to start with the first game, which will be at 2:05 Central Standard Time on Sunday. It will be the Buccaneers taking on the Green Bay Packers at Lambeau Field. And this is an absolute dream matchup for NFL fans and for a Packers fan like myself, with Aaron Rodgers taking on Tom Brady. Buccaneers Packers. I'm so excited for this game. You know I am. I believe Aaron Rodgers and the Packers have the edge here, since Rodgers has been playing at an MVP level for most of this season, really all season long. Rodgers has been playing at an MVP level, and he's got an Offensive Player of the Year caliber receiver in Devontae Adams, who has been outstanding. The Packers' offensive line has been fantastic, and they will have to continue to be fantastic in this game. The defense will need to play hungry and fast like they've been playing the past 6 weeks or so. My biggest concern here for Green Bay is letting the Buccaneers running backs run wild. Hopefully they won't let Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette run wild. That's what Tampa's going to need to win this game. They're going to need a solid rushing attack, over 100 yards from Jones and Fournette. And Tampa's going to have to go to their other weapons besides Evans and Gronk because the Packers are going to key on those guys. Oh, my pick for this game, I'm going with the Packers, man. 34-30. Rodgers and the Packers have the edge here. You got MVP Aaron Rodgers, pissed off Aaron Rodgers, and you've got Offensive Player of the Year caliber Devontae Adams. Can't go wrong. And you got the three-headed monster at running back, Aaron Jones, Jamal Williams, and A.J. Dillon behind that solid line. I can't pick against my team, man. Green Bay going to the Super Bowl. They're going to Tampa, man. That's the pick. 34-30 Packers over the Bucs. And for the AFC Championship game, Bills at the Chiefs. So some breaking news here. Patrick Mahomes just cleared concussion protocol today, Friday the 22nd, and he is likely to play. So that will be huge for the Chiefs. What I think Kansas City is going to have to do to win this game is they're going to have to come out aggressive early and demoralize the Bills. And I believe they can do that. What Buffalo's going to need to do is they're going to need to put pressure on Mahomes. They don't necessarily have to sack him. Just get pressure on him. Force him to get rid of it early. I feel like that's going to be their only chance to win this game. Another thing to add is I think the Bills need to give Devin Singletary some more carries. I would say like 15 or so. Just to have a more balanced attack on offense. For my pick for this game, I can't pick against the Chiefs. Their offense has been so lethal, especially with Mahomes playing. For the score, I'm going Chiefs 31, Bills 22, and that will set up the State Farm Super Bowl in the Chiefs at the Packers. So yeah, that is going to wrap up this video. Hopefully you all enjoyed and are excited for the NFC and AFC Championship games on Sunday. Once again, this has been the Good Schmidt Podcast, and I am signing out. Peace out, everybody.